An excavation team saw a pipe going down into the ground in the middle of a dense forest. This was quite surprising because the place where they were standing was an old dead volcano that had been completely covered by trees, plants, and grass. To look inside the pipe, it was decided to send a night vision camera into it. When the camera went inside, after going about 30 meters down, a view of a very large tunnel was captured. It was March 2018, and the excavation team near the city of Luban in southern Poland was about to see something unusual 30 meters below the ground. When the camera was rotated inside the tunnel, astonishingly, they saw a railway track there. They were still wondering what a track was doing there when a minecart standing at a distance caught their attention. When local authorities were informed, they brought a map of a tunnel that had gone missing since the time of World War II. It turned out that this tunnel had been built about 80 years ago during World War II, and local authorities had been searching for it for many years. The entrance of this tunnel had been sealed with heavy stones, and years of miti and vegetation had erased even the signs of its entrance. But from inside, the tunnel exactly matched the one shown on the map. Seeing the track and minecart inside, it appeared that it had been used for storing supplies during the war. Most of the iron items in the tunnel had rusted. Tools like shovels, drill bits, and pickaxes were found there in the same condition in which soldiers of Nazi Germany had left them 80 years earlier. During World War II, countries like Nazi Germany and Japan were facing nations such as the United States and Britain. During this time, Adolf Hitler's army built thousands of underground bunkers. Although Hitler started it, later the Allied forces also began using underground tunnels and bunkers. During World War II, bunkers had great strategic importance and were used for both defense and offense. In some places, their purpose was to protect from enemy attacks, while elsewhere they were used to launch attacks on the enemy. These bunkers protected against enemy airstrikes and artillery shells and provided soldiers with a secure base. Defensive bunkers were designed on the front lines to stop enemy attacks, such as Germany's Atlantic Wall, which was a strong barrier against Allied assaults. Some bunkers were also used for planning, from where commanders secretly managed their operations. So many underground bunkers and war rooms were constructed during World War II that even today it is impossible to count them, because thousands still remain buried underground. It is said that during World War II, the Allied and Axis powers spent so much on underground bunkers that there was a shortage of iron and cement worldwide. According to an estimate, building all these bunkers would cost about $500 billion to $1 trillion in today's money. To put it simply, during America's 20-year war in Afghanistan, about $100 million were spent daily, whereas during World War II, about $460 million per day were spent just on bunker construction. This was only the construction cost. The expenses of manpower, logistics, and ammunition are even harder to estimate. Let's look at some bunkers from history. The Atlantic Wall was a massive coastal defense system built by Nazi Germany during World War II. It stretched about 2,400 miles or 3,800 kilometers along Europe's coastline to prevent Allied attacks from the sea. Built between 1940 and 1944, it included thousands of bunkers, ammunition depots, and fortifications. At that time, Hitler also controlled many parts of France. A section of the Atlantic Wall extended into the Normandy region of northern France, where heavy artillery batteries were installed to withstand bombardment and provide defensive fire. In Norway, parts of the wall were meant to stop Allied forces coming from the North Atlantic Ocean. In the Netherlands, which was under Nazi control, thousands of bunkers were also built along the coast. This entire Atlantic Wall system was constructed by a German engineering organization led by Fritz Todt. About 260,000 workers, most of them prisoners, were forced to build these structures within just 2 to 4 years. Even today, some parts of the Atlantic Wall remain as historical monuments. In 1942, an event occurred that opened the eyes of the Allied powers. Canadian forces, part of the Allies, planned an attack on the French port of Dieppe, remembered as the Dieppe Raid. The goal was to understand how the Atlantic Wall worked. These strong concrete bunkers crushed the Allied attack. Troops trying to land were caught in powerful crossfire. Out of about 6,000 Allied soldiers, 3,600 were killed or captured. After this, the Allies realized they also needed to invest heavily in bunker and defense planning. The Churchill War Rooms were an underground complex that served as the headquarters of Winston Churchill during the war, designed to withstand German airstrikes. France's Maginot Line was another defensive system with underground bunkers and tunnels, but Germany bypassed it through Belgium and captured France. In the Pacific, Japan also dug hundreds of underground bunkers. On Iwo Jima, a vast tunnel network with hidden artillery positions and storage rooms was built for surprise attacks. The bunkers on Okinawa were even larger and more complex. Underground bunker engineering during World War II was nothing short of a miracle, considering constant shortages and the risk of airstrikes. Many workers even died from suffocation while digging tunnels. After the war, many bunkers remained hidden because entrances were sealed or records destroyed. Hitler himself used several bunkers, including the Eagle's Nest or Kelstein House in the Bavarian Alps for secret meetings, and the Führer bunker in Berlin, where he spent his final days and died on April 30, 1945. Another major headquarters was the Wolf's Lair, hidden in a forest, built like a fortress with thick concrete roofs and advanced ventilation systems, camouflaged to blend in with the surrounding terrain. To break Germany's defenses and the Atlantic Wall, the Allies planned for years. On June 6, 1944, remembered as D-Day, over 156,000 troops, 5,000 ships, and 11,000 aircraft were used. Although the Allies suffered heavy losses at first, they ultimately succeeded in breaking Nazi control over Europe. Hope you will like and share this video as well. Thank you very much for your supportive comments. See you in the next amazing video.